what the Americans are, of course, up to and what is actually happening. Have aliens been visiting planet Earth? Is Pentagon in some way involved in covering up some of the evidence that needs to be looked at? We're being joined by Professor Peter Kuznick, who is a professor of history and is also the director of nuclear studies at the Institute of American University. He's joining us live from Bethesda in Maryland. Now, Professor, thank you very much indeed for speaking to us here on WION. And let me begin by asking you this. You know, this congressional hearing that is taking place in the United States of America is garnering, a lot of attention and interest worldwide. Now, what is being debated upon is quite clearly this. Did aliens visit us? Was there some kind of alien technology that perhaps the Americans are aware of, the Pentagon in America is aware of? And is Pentagon involved in some kind of a cover-up? What do you make of this entire congressional hearing?
These kinds of issues have been raised for almost 100 years now. We've been worried about aliens coming to our planet, and especially the United States, at least since the 1930s. So this is nothing new. The fact that there are serious congressional hearings taking place about it, that is new. The fact that the Pentagon has been covering this up and the intelligence community have been being very forthcoming, that's not new. So there is no hard evidence that we've been visited by people from other planets or other solar systems. However, I wish it were true, because our planet is in a lot of trouble. And maybe if they have superior intelligence, they could share with us how we could solve our climate change problem or our nuclear war problems or wars in general. It's interesting, if you look at the movies over the years, there have been some in which they come down and they're alien and hostile and want to take us over and want to eat us. But mostly they want to save us from ourselves, which would be a good thing right now.
I think you're making a very interesting point there. But a lot of people, conspiracy theories have been talking about this for decades, as you pointed out. The reason why this is being taken so seriously is because there is a congressional hearing that is going on in the United States of America. And one of the Air Force intelligence officers has now come forth and said that non-human biologics were found, which have been covered up. Now, this is extremely significant. We do not know what that means, non-human biologics, because this is something that probably needs more information for more details to come out. But what do you make of the fact that, non-human biologics have been found, which have not been put out in the public domain?
The Air Force former Air Force intelligence officer who commented on that said he couldn't elaborate. He couldn't expand on that. And he says he did not personally witness this. He'd been told about this. You have to remember that Americans believe a lot of very strange things. I'm not saying that this person is part of that, but you have members of Congress who talk about Jewish space lasers causing wildfires. We've got a lot of very strange people. You have the QAnon phenomenon in the United States. So the fact that this person seemed intelligent, seemed incredible, and so we should investigate. Clearly, the Pentagon and the intelligence community are obsessed with secrecy. We need more transparency. And the members of Congress who have been commenting have said, let's get more transparency. And that's a good thing. We need that. But we shouldn't get crazy about thinking that aliens are somehow around here. We know there's a lot of space junk. We know there are a lot of lasers. There are a lot of drones. There are a lot of spying, a lot of balloons that people mistake all the time for alien objects. So let's get to the bottom of it. Yeah, investigation is certainly called for. Let's find out if there is anything to this, but let's not jump to conclusions based upon one or three people's statements.
I think you've summed it up beautifully. Thank you very much indeed, Professor Kuznick, for joining us and getting us all those insights there.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.